But it is what it is. It really is what it is. Um, oh, I finally in Hearthstone got to rank 3 in Diamond.
Oh
You know,
wow.
I was like, yo, my man, my Hearthstone game done improved, fam.
Well, I know people
So
were curious
every
about like
season,
because you'd said you got your old job back or something, and then I don't know something about starting businesses too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, so I was actually so I have these people I've worked with for fucking years, and I have some business ideas. And I was talking to them like this was before I initially got arrested the first time, and we were in the process of like setting up a business, and then I had an idea while I was in here that I ran by my cousin, and my cousin was like, "That's fucking amazing that you came up with that," and I was like, I thought it was a no-brainer, but okay. So we started it, but once you're in, they're the ones they'll hit you up and be like, hey, there's a 6-month contract here, and it's for what I do for a living.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and remote work. So when me and Roxy split, everything started opening again, and my line of work went very much remote. Like
Okay.
95, 98% of it went remote. My line of work did. All of the sudden, geographical locations and everything else stopped mattering. And I was like, wow, this is fucking crazy. The day me and Roxy split, I had got my offer for my second job, got another call that day
Oh
for
wow.
another job. Then a week later, got another call. I took 3 employers on, probably told 9 to 11 of them I can't go work with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
It was even more insane in 2023. I have no problem getting work, and I have no problem getting high paid work anymore. That issue doesn't exist for me.
Right.
But my contract wasn't going to start till March, so I was like, well, I need money now. So I went and worked for a fucking moving company from January to March.
Oh, that's sweet.
That was not fun. It was sweet, but no.
Not as fun as it sounded.
It's a moving company, you know what I mean? But what I did do while I was there is I got real good with the guy that ran the warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got a forklift certification while I was there, and I got the certification to drive the big moving trucks.
Oh, cool. Yeah, for a forklift certification, you'll be able to use all those certifications later.
Right. Well, throughout the year, I went and got other certifications too. Because what I did in 2023 was, after the way my lawyer had put some things, and my wife was pretty much trying to set me up to put me back in jail, like, as soon as I got out. And I have proof of this.
Mm-hmm.
There were motherfuckers from Fago lovers helping her to try to put me back in jail.
Oh,
okay?
Wow.
I got the literal fucking recordings of these conversations. Nonetheless, yeah, it's wild the way these motherfuckers want me gone. But nonetheless, what I did was I prepared to come back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not planning on coming back. I'm not in a hurry to come back, but I'm not worried about coming back. So what I did was I spent all of 2023 stacking as much money as I possibly can so I can afford a lawyer, a good one, so my family can be taken care of, and so I can have money set aside for when I do finally get out of here. I have a pile of fucking cash that I can just live off of for a while.
Right.
So currently, with my current lifestyle and everything else, I was able to secure a pile of fucking cash that is sitting there collecting, I think it's like 3.8% interest or whatever annual. But it's sitting there collecting interest right now. But it's enough money that if I pay $1,200 in rent, and then so much in bill, where if I paid $1,500 a month.
You have 1 minute remaining.
No shit. If I paid $1,500 a month in living expenses,
Mm-hmm.
I have a pile of cash that can last me just over 3 years. It's
Nice.
only $1,500 a month that came out, you know. And that's just one. And then there's another one for legal fees. There's another one. There's literally an account right now that when I walk out of here, that's the one I access for like food and a plane ticket and all that other shit.
Well, at least you thought ahead, you know.
But, yeah, I'll be calling you back here in a second.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
So yeah, give us all a minute, guys, and part 2 is coming up.
Yes, part 2 is CPN's crazy life, he said.
You're right. Right.
Yeah. Well, that'll be interesting. I don't know. It seems like you've dealt with a lot this year.
Thank you for
sure.
using GTL.
All right, so he's going to be calling back with part 2. There's going to be a part 2, I think a part 3. The part 3 I'm not sure about. Definitely a part 2. So we'll see what this part entails. And then I still have some questions we might try to ask.
You guys want to know
how it goes.
what killed CPN?
We're kind of playing it by ear.
It was Studio 17. That was the kryptonite.
But you know, he sounded like he's doing pretty well. Like someone said, he sounds like he sounds really good in there. I'd probably be crying. And here's the second part 2.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
This is a prepaid debit call from...
It's Ryan. I need your help. An inmate at the Henrico County Regional Jail West.
To accept this call, press 0. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using GTL.
All right, you're back.
All right, we are back. Okay, so check this out. So that's what I did. I prepared. And then something happened that I didn't expect. My mom in October sends me a text message, and she goes, "Hey, look at this shit," and it's a screenshot of her bank account, and the amount of money that was in there. I said, "What? Where the fuck did you get that money?" Like, let me just. It was insane.
Wow.
The amount of money that was in the account, right? And I said, "What the fuck?" And then I thought about it. Went, wait a minute. And so I asked her, and she said, "Yep." And I was like, "Oh my God, that's wild, bro." My mother finally got approved for her VA disability. She's now officially on veterans disability.
Well,
She finally
good.
got approved for it. My mother's been applying for this since I was 17 years old.
Well, good for her.
That's 23 years of back pay.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So let's just say with my family, we're good. I'm
Well, good for you. Well, that's
I put all
good.
I put all this money aside to make sure I was good, and I was making sure my mom was taken care of. I was making sure my sister was taken care of. I was making sure all this shit was taken care of. And then all of a sudden, she gets that money and all this other shit. I have my own house to go home to, and we have land. We acquired even more of our old family's land. We have land. We have all this other shit. I have my own house to go home to. I have
Oh wow.
all this other shit. I'm not
That's
worried
awesome.
about like how am I gonna live? How am I gonna make money? Because this is what I also did. The reason I got the certification is to be able to drive the trucks and do all this other stuff is if I were to walk out of here convicted of a felony, which I don't believe I'm going to, but just if I were to, I still want work, right?
Right.
That's why I got the certification, because you can do all of those and make high amounts of money with a felony. You can do all those. They don't care, right?
Right.
I can drive the trucks. I mean, in the moving industry is practically made up of felons,
Right.
in a sense.
Right.
And that is the truck drivers and all that. Truck drivers, CDL holders, practically made up of a bunch of fucking felons anyway. You know what I mean? So I made sure that if for some reason I get convicted, which I really don't believe I'm going to,
Mm-hmm.
that'll be in the third call today, is when I'm going to explain that to you guys on.
Okay.
But in case,
I mean, it sounds like things are going really well. That's why I hate that this happened to you right now.
Oh, I can honestly tell you that in here I'm fine.
Yeah.
I just finished the fourth book of A Song of Ice and Fire. It's called A Feast for Crows. This is what Game of Thrones is based off of.
Okay.
Holy shit! Like I did the first three when I was here last time, and they didn't have the fourth one. I couldn't find the fourth one. I go to my first trip to the library when I was here. I was like, oh my God, there it is, Feast for Crows. Let's go. Read the whole book in 2 weeks. Holy shit! Oh my God! Woo. It's like the Snyder cut. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you fuck with Game of Thrones, like, holy fucking shit, that book. So I just got one more to read, and I would have read them all that have come out so far. Meaning, I will probably be in line or pre-ordering The Winds of Winter.
Right.
And I can tell you much. Why do we need to read the books? We already saw the show. We know what happens. No, the fuck you don't. Those are two different stories entirely. I can tell you that much right now. Like, 85% of what happens in A Feast for Crows does not happen that way in the show. They changed it. They kept like the core shit there, but changed so much of it. It's insane. I could talk for hours just on the differences of that.
Well, it's good that you're reading.
I read.
That's a
Like,
good way to
you know
get
what I
past
mean?
the
Like,
time.
yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm reading. I'm playing spit, dude. Yo, my black card has been secured in this motherfucker because I learned how to play dice.
What
Both
is that?
craps and CeeLo. I know how to play both of them now. I have been sitting around throwing fucking dice, snapping my goddamn fingers, going, motherfuckers betting and shit. You know what I mean? Like, I learned how to play fucking dice in this bitch. And I dare you to fuck with me on some spades, bro. What's good on some spades? Let's go. Oh, slam that shit. Give me that shit. Set them back. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The West. I will say what I said last time. I'm very disappointed at the lack of man-on-man rape happening. It's just not happening in here. And trust me, I'm trying.
Yep.
They're just not coming for me. Like, I walk with my ass out. Hey, guys, I'm going to get naked and take a shower. Nobody does anything to me. Like, fucked up. I feel so fucking unattractive. In here. It's bullshit. Like, guys, I can't get laid in here. No hope.
Right. It's funny.
But anyway, check this shit out. Okay, I'm going to tell you how insane Roxy is. So when I was let out on December 2nd, I walk out, and I walk right up to the bank, right, to check my bank account, because I had done the math in my head, and I was like, this is how much money I should have in my bank account right now. I was literally doing the math every month, because I knew exactly how much was coming out every month and how much I had in there when I was arrested and how much was coming for my final checks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was doing the math every month, and I was like, I could be off by a factor of like 400 maybe. And but I was like, this is how much should be in my account. And so I go to check my bank account. I walk up to the bank, tap my fucking card. It says my card's inactive. I go in, I check. I talk to the teller. Teller sits down. She pulls up my account using my card and stuff. Says my account's been closed. It's over $1,200. It was over $1,200 in the negative.
Ooh.
Like, how can this be? Like, there's no way I was that off, you know? So then we call this department. She helps me. We sit in an office. This lady was wonderful. We sit in this office for 2 hours, almost 2 hours. She lets me charge my phone up and all this other shit. And we're finally talking to the fraud department. And
you guys want to know what killed CPN?
There is like
it was Studio 17.
One charges on your account.
That was the kryptonite.
May 25th. So I had to like sign some shit, give this lady my ID to give the fraud department permission to send her, to fax her over the printout of everything from May 1st all until my account was closed. Roxy had broken into my house and within 72 hours of my bond being denied, started draining my bank account using fraudulent electronic checks, pretending to be me. She did this by taking my checkbook, taking the routing number and the account number, connecting it to her credit card, and then ran her credit card up and then would pay her credit card off using my checking account.
Mm-hmm.
Did this 32 times.
Oh, shit.
And drained my bank account. Okay? Now, you can only imagine how much money was in there if you're clearing your credit card bill 32 fucking times.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was thousands and thousands of dollars. She's not even denying that she did it. So when I asked her about this and I said, hey, what the fuck? She was like, well, you know, I had to pay bills and I had to... No, she did not have to pay bills. What Roxy's also not telling anybody is she actually went and applied for rental assistance before I went to jail behind my back, was approved for $2,500 of rental assistance, and claimed in her application that she lost spousal support. The whole time she was doing this, I was paying all of her bills and giving her money every week just for herself. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So this whole shit with Chuck happened, literally started days after she got the approval and had the $2,500 fucking applied to her rental shit, right?
Okay.
No, Roxy was not having to pay bills by doing this. She's a drug addict. That's what was happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometime earlier this year, because me and Roxy have talked back and forth, she told me that Chuck helped her do it. That Chuck was the one who was telling her, yeah, you can do this because you guys are married, blah, blah, blah. Okay. That checking account that she did that from, she's not on that checking account. It's not a joint checking account. She was her name appears nowhere on it. She was never authorized on the checking account. I've had that checking account for 15 fucking years. By law, that's my checking account. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
In the divorce, she would not be awarded anything with that checking account because that checking account was open and there's money in it before me and her got married. Right?
Okay.
It is against the law to pass a check out of a checking account that you do not have authorization on. It is a fraudulent check. She's over there talking about Chuck helped me do it. She's pointing the finger at Chuck too, right?
Oh,
Well, check
shit.
this out. Now, Chuck could turn around and be like, that bitch is lying, that bitch is lying. Is it just me, ladies and gentlemen, or are there a bunch of videos from last year and the year before? Me and Roxy are doing this, me and Roxy are doing this, and we're doing it on his dime. Wait, hold on. Didn't he say that? Don't rumor, don't we have videos of him saying that?
Something like that, yes.
Of him bragging like me and Roxy are doing this, that, and we're doing this on his
Yes.
dime? Well, I wonder what the fuck he was talking about there. So now you have Roxy pointing the finger at him. You have him admitting that they're spending my money and that he knowingly was doing this. Bro. All right. Now, rumor, you obviously know this.
Mm-hmm.
Chuck's already been convicted 3 times on 3 separate occasions of what? Money laundering.
Yep.
He literally has fraud in his criminal history. Felony fraud in his criminal history already. My God, I could have not asked for a better pair of fucking idiots to come at me. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, check this out. Check this out. I put in a fraud report with the bank, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you might be thinking, well, he still got you. They still got your money, huh? The bank gave me every motherfucking cent of that money back.
Oh, they refunded the money.
Every fucking penny they gave back. Yes.
Good.
I fucking put in. They approved it. I had to go to a branch. They gave me a number. I had to go to the branch, give them this number. They printed out some paperwork for me to fill out. They faxed over, and then they gave me 2 cashier's checks there. They cashed the cashier's checks for me and then helped me open another account. Yeah. I got. If you ever seen the movie Dolores Claiborne?
It's been a while, but I
yeah.
remember it. It was a good
Turns
movie.
out you weren't supposed to do that, Joe. I got every single bit of that money given back to me right back in cash. Oh yeah. Turns out you weren't supposed to do that, Roxy. And turns out you weren't supposed to be her accomplice, Chuck. Yeah. Get fucked, bro. Look, I'm not facing much at all now. And that's why I'm talking to you in the third one.
Mm-hmm.
These 2 are facing we're talking 32 counts of.
You have 1 minute remaining.
We're talking about 32 counts of fraudulent checks, like check fraud. 7 of those checks, the account had already reached 0. So they were not only fraudulent checks, they were bad checks.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh, yeah, bro. Oh, yes, dude.
Imagine that going on and Chuck being up here talking so much shit.
Imagine that happening, dude.
Oh,
man. Imagine videos of we're doing this on his dime. Wait, I didn't have anything to do with this. Are you? Yeah. That's right.
Wow.
You think I'm scared of a little assault fucking charge at this point? Bitch, what?
Wow.
Come on. Let's go. Please. please, let's go. And that's what I'm talking about in part 3 coming up.
Yay.
So we'll be here in a second. It's going to cut off in a second, and then here we go.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate
Thank you for
this.
using
You
GTL.
big Bill. Why can't you
We
drive?
appreciate this
Why
good
are you
information
even
here.
alive?
So we'll be waiting for
Everyone
XYZ.
knows that
Imagine,
you are beneath me.
imagine.
Why don't you got no motherfucking
So we'll be
PC?
we'll be
Big
waiting
Will,
for
what
part
happened
3
to your
to
trailer?
come
When
back.
it comes to hosting, use nothing but a failure.
And
Big Will
hopefully we'll
is
get a
5
little bit
feet on the
more
ground,
information
and he
on the
weighs
current status
400
of things
pounds.
going on.
Everybody knows that his hats are all
He
that
does
he's
seem
got.
to be in a pretty
I
good
hope he
mood
gets shot.
today, and
Got knocked out by a CPN at the gathering.
giving
Hey,
all the
how are
updates,
my
so
friends?
I know a
How's
lot of people are
everybody
curious
doing?
about it.
Everyone tonight? Big Bill cannot fight. Can't rap on the
So
mic. Being around the rap game, he is
I feel
nothing
like this
but a
is something that
crying
I'm gonna have
shame.
to definitely
Big
play
Will,
back and listen to
spit
again
some
for sure.
bars. Or one to drive a
And
car. You think that
that
you're a
way I can really listen to
superstar. What the
what
fuck
he said.
going on in your
All
mind?
right, and it looks like he's calling back for part 3.
Hello. This is a prepaid debit call from
It's Ryan, and I need your help.
An inmate at the Henrico County Regional Jail West.
To accept this call, press 0. To refuse this call, this call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using GTL.
All right.
All right, here
We're
we
back.
go. If I can't get everything out in this one, I'll do one more.
Okay. You have the
But
floor.
anyway, so bank fraud, right? You guys got that, right? Bank fraud.
Yeah.
Okay. Roxy also did credit card fraud in my name. And the way she did it was actually kind of genius, but retarded at the same time. Like these people did this shit and then didn't even bother to try to cover it up. Like it'd literally be like somebody walking into a room, killing everybody in there, and then putting their fingerprints all over everything, and then just walking out. You know what I mean? Like, the fuck are you doing? And then, let's live stream the fact that we did it on our social medias at the same time. Like, oh my, the hell is wrong with y'all? You know what I mean? But check this out. The way Roxy, so Roxy ran up my credit card, right? And the way she did this was, because she had access, she broke into the house, accessed all of my fucking emails, was getting into all my accounts and all this. So she gets into my Amazon account, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she creates an Amazon household thing and sends herself a fucking invitation to be part of the Amazon household. And when she does that, she then gives her own Amazon account access to all of my credit cards that were stored on my Amazon page, and then use her Amazon account because she's now in the household with access to my stored payment information, started buying shit on Amazon with my credit cards. These are not, she's not authorizing these credit cards. These are my personal credit cards.
Okay.
Right? Left it all connected to her name, her accounts, her address, everything. Right?
Yeah.
I was like, what a fucking retard. The Capital One credited all my money back too.
But you got all that back,
show,
right?
Hey, I got all of it. I got all my credit card money back. I got all my bank account money back. I got all of it back.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay.
Both Capital One and JP Morgan Chase have determined every single one of the charges on my bank account, fraudulent. Every single one of those charges that were on my credit card, also fraudulent.
So has that been turned over to a prosecutor yet, or are they still gathering?
I had a meeting with them in August about everything. Basically, what they told me was until this shit is over with me, they can't go forward because it's a conflict of interest. Because, you know.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But then one of them made a stupid comment. They're like, but if you wanted to get it done faster, then you could just take a plea deal. You're basing on you're riding the line of quid pro quo here. the fuck out of my face. Like, I'm not a little bitch. The system doesn't scare me. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
the Tech Nine has a fucking song, "Industry is Punks," and in it he says, "Should Knight pump the industry quick?" That's because most of the industry's bitch. Well, I say the same thing about motherfuckers who are afraid of the system. It's because you're bitches, bro. All right, like, I'm sorry, but I'm sorry to say. At the same time, I understand. The system could put you through fucking hell.
Yeah, it is.
And
It really is.
there were probably times. There were times last year where if they would have came at me with a plea deal and you get out now, take this misdemeanor, I'd have signed it and walked the fuck out. You know what I mean? Because I just wanted to get out, and I was going through some shit. You know, obviously everyone knows. I mean, I was obviously going through some emotional fucking pain, and I'm in jail, and you know what I mean? Like, it was bad in 2022.
Right.
I have none of that anxiety now. I fucking read a lot. I do other things. I play spades, play dice. You know, like
Good.
learn more jailhouse recipes that we sit here and cook with. There's like
Yes.
4 motherfuckers in here that are gamers like I am. We talk about Twitch streamers and shit. And we sit there chilling, talk about games and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
yeah, like it's fine. Like, I'm all right. I'm all right. Actually, somebody made a hacky sack, and so we've been hacky sacking this fucking week too, which is nice. I don't know. It's fine. I'm good.
Good. I mean, I hope you're not going to be in there
Yeah.
for very long, of course. You know, we were all obviously
I
expecting you to be out.
So here's the thing. When it comes to my so I set this one count aside and gave my mom like a debit card for it,
Mm-hmm.
and I told her, you don't use any of your money to hook me up while I'm in jail. You use it out of here. But I actually put this money aside to hook me up for 2 years of me being in here. So I'm not saying I'm gonna be here for 2 years.
I hope not.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, that's what I prepared for. It's, you hope for the best and prepare for the worst.
Right.
So I prepared for all this shit. So let me tell you why I'm in here.
Okay.
So I was starting to get this sense in talking to my attorney and stuff, because they told me, so I wasn't on probation. Okay, that's number one. What happened was 4 days before my trial, originally, I was told to roll up, B&B. I said, what the fuck? So I pack up all my shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down here at the courthouse, and my lawyer's there waiting for me. He says they're going to let you out. Basically, they're putting your charge into reconsideration. So your charge is going to go into pending status, and they're going to amend it to unlawful wounding, which is a level 6 that carries an absolute maximum of 5 years. So it's I'm no longer even being charged with malicious wounding. Like, that's dead. That was dead in the water, but they finally came to the realization it is.
Okay.
So it is what it is.
So that's taken off.
So for them to amend it, they got to start the process all over again. So they amended it, put it into pending, let me out on bond. The conditions in my bond were they didn't want me having contact with juggalos, and I was like, that's kind of impossible in my livelihood. And they said, social media wise, they didn't want me on the live streams and going to the shows and stuff. I said, all right, fine, whatever. No contact with Chuck. That's not hard.
Right.
And then I can't have hostile contact with Roxy. And then don't commit any crimes. Okay, that's easy. Right. So, and I'll tell you, Roxy tried to push fights with me. She tried to push fights with me. She tried to push fights with me the whole year. She was online telling people, I'm going to find a way to get his fucking bond revoked. She was leaking my number out to people and having people like Big Will and other of these bender faggots and stuff call my number and stuff. And they're trying to get me into arguments on live streams. Actually, rumor, they were doing exactly what you told me they were going to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Right.
After a while, I stopped giving Roxy access to a phone number of mine. And the reason I know Roxy was doing it is because the phone numbers I was contacting Roxy on were through text now.
Okay.
And she was the only person with that phone number.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
my mother had my phone's phone number. My friends had my phone's phone number. Other people I talked to, like, on my phone's phone number. She was the only person I gave my text now number to.
So that makes sense
Because
that,
I
yes.
figured if she leaks it, I'm going to know she leaked it. And second, on text now, you click a couple things, you change the fucking number, right? So
Mhm.
it's easy. So that's how I know she was giving it out. Plus, everybody she's connected with to try to fuck with me, and all the people she's had affairs with, and all this other shit, they don't know how to shut the fuck up. They send me text messages and pictures and shit of things she said. Ha ha, this is what your wife is saying about you, blah blah blah, and all this other stuff. I'm like, all right, more to the evidence pile, more to the evidence pile. Let's go. You know what I mean? Like, all right, it is what it is.
Right.
So my lawyer made some weird comments right before this hearing. I come on December 6th, and my lawyer goes take a walk with me, and he tells me, okay, listen, this is what's going to happen. The prosecutor is willing to let you go if you plead guilty to misdemeanor assault and battery. I said, I don't necessarily agree with that. And he goes, well, here's the thing. He has some recordings of you. Apparently, you had some arguments with your wife.
Mm.
He's telling me that if you do not agree to this, that he's going to have your bond revoked. I said, huh, that sounds like
Wow.
blackmail to me.
Wow.
That sounds like blackmail to me, right?
Wow.
It sounds like a threat, which is you can't. So I acted real scared because I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. Like, what do you mean? Like, you have already, like I have said some sly shit to Roxy. Like, so for instance, a few months back, Roxy hit me up crying that she doesn't have any money, bitching about Blase Rose, talking about that Becky lives with her but doesn't pay any money to her, that she has to work doubles every day at the fucking restaurant, and she can barely afford to pay any of her bills, and all this other shit, right?
Mhm.
And I responded with, "Oh, what's the matter, Roxy? Did all the low-life niggas you've been letting hit end up working at the gas station? What's the matter, Roxy? Did you realize that trying to out-whore Blase Rose isn't a lucrative endeavor? What's the matter, Roxy? Did you realize that clout don't pay bills? What's the matter, Roxy? You can't trade in internet W's for fucking financial gain?" That's like what I was saying to her.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I figured that's what he was talking about. I'm like, what, you're going to put me in jail for making fun of her? Like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
the fuck? Well, anyway, but I go, okay, go ahead. Like, oh, okay, I'll plead. And we get up in front of that judge, and when that judge asked me, are you making this plea of your own free will and without coercion? I look at the judge, I look right at the prosecutor's face, and I go, no, I'm not, Your Honor. He's blackmailing me. And point right at the prosecutor.
Oh shit. And that's what
Yeah, what's good?
happened. Damn, dude.
So I'm like, I'm putting that on record. Fuck you, dude. Like, what's good? Right?
Oh shit.
So then, as soon as that happens, my lawyer goes, Your Honor, I would like to withdraw from this case, gets up and walks away, dude.
Oh shit.
And then the prosecutor goes, well, since he doesn't want to take my deal, I have some concerns. Because I'm like, oh, so you have concerns only because I won't take your deal? Thank you for putting that on record too, you fucking idiot. Okay. Like, what? Now here's the thing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're a prosecutor and you feel you can take somebody to trial and win, do you need to use tactics this fucking low to try to get what you want? No. You don't.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, you don't have to use this. You know what I mean? It's like the whole thing with an interrogation. I don't know if anyone out there watches him, but I fuck heavy with Bruce Rivers, the criminal lawyer. You know what I mean? Bruce Rivers, he's a criminal lawyer. What do you do? Bruce Rivers, he's a criminal lawyer. But he always says this in interrogations. If the cops have the goods on you, they want to be interrogating you. They interrogate you because they don't have the goods. So don't fucking talk to them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel you could take that same logic and apply it to other things when you twist it. If a fucking prosecutor thought he could win, he does not need to go this fucking far with it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not required. I tell people about this shit in here, and all their eyes get real big. They're like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like it astonishes people what happened, but I'm like, it's on record though. It's on fucking record. They put this on the court record. Like, you fucking idiots, dude.
Oh my god.
Is what it is. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But as of right now, I'm taken care of. My family's taken care of. Everything's good. I am gonna have to call a fourth time, I think, because. But I'm good.
Dude, I just
You
can't
have
believe he
1
said that to
minute
you.
remaining.
I don't know if you see my recent mugshot, but I'm like shit smirking in it. Like,
yeah, we saw it. You already know that was posted.
Yeah, I already know. They already sold T-shirts and everything. You know what I mean? I am Donald Trump of Juggalos.
I'm not gonna lie. I was hitting the refresh button, waiting for it to come out over here too.
And like, no matter how many times I scream grab her by the pussy, my audience is down as fuck with me, and we just make all the liberals cry. You know,
for sure.
It is what it is.
For sure.
You know. So yeah, I'll be calling you back. Oh, speaking of which, did you see Enter the Panderverse?
Yes. Yes.
With South Park? That was fucking incredible.
Yeah, it was really good. I like South Park. That was
What
really
do you mean
good.
Carmen can't be a diverse black woman? I think the problem is you. Put a fucking chick in it and make her gay.
So funny.
That's like my favorite.
Thank you for using GTL.
All right, guys. So it looks like we kind of got some background on what had happened the other day with the hearing. So
that was a one time only that I sucked my friend's dick. That was it.
So that was in
and
part
another
3,
thing, William.
He's going to be coming back with
I did stick my thing in peanut butter
4, so.
one time. That was
and they've
it.
kind of been separated. He's
and I
kind of
hope
separated them into sections where he talks about this in the first one and this in the
Child's Play
second
Ninja
one.
is a coward.
So they should be fairly easy to
Child's Play Ninja is a coward.
And like I said, I don't really care if people restream this or play
Child's
it
Play
or,
Ninja is a coward.
Use it as commentary. Obviously, this is information that everybody wants to know.
We out here.
I don't know how that would go over, John Malenko, but let's go ahead and get this one.
Hello. This is a prepaid debit call from...
It's Ryan. I need your help.
An inmate at the Henrico County Regional Jail West.
To accept this call, press 0. To refuse this call, hang up or press. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using GTL.
Hey, CPN,
All
you're
right.
back.
Sweet. Okay, this will be my last call. Okay.
Okay.
Put a chick in it and make her gay. Nonetheless. Put a chick in it, make her gay, make her lame. Anyway. I was gonna say something else too. Like I had forgot to mention like one other thing that I thought was relevant. Oh yeah, by the way, the other thing I was gonna say is Witcher season 3 ass. That Resident Evil thing.
There's people out there that still think I'm a lying sack of shit.
You don't see it.
Okay. I'm glad I didn't see it.
It's very woke and diverse. It's Resident Evil, but it's very woke and diverse.
Oh gosh, yeah, they've done that to everything.
Like, have you played Resident Evil before? Like, are you familiar with the series?
No, I haven't played that one.
Okay, so you might be okay with it because you don't know the story and the characters. Anyone who follows that series and knows the story and the characters couldn't get through it.
Okay.
It's horrible. But anyway, they literally put a chick in it and made her gay. Like it was wild, you know. But anyway, so there's all this other shit. But anyway, so I'm in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the reason I refuse to do any type of plea deal on this I want this to go to trial. Okay?
Okay.
The reason I want this to go to trial is simple. I know that the day of the preliminary hearing, he got online and bragged. This is what we call, he's either living in a fucking alternate reality, or the motherfucker's just such a compulsive liar. He does this whole thing about I schooled that preliminary. No, he probably didn't tell anybody this. He was almost arrested at the preliminary hearing.
Oh wow.
He was called out for lying on several occasions and was almost arrested. And when I say almost arrested, I mean the bailiffs like surrounded him and pulled their cuffs out.
Oh man, that would have been great.
And the judge looked at him and said, "You do this in my courtroom one more time, and I swear you will trade places with him," and pointed right at me.
That's funny.
Understand, I said absolutely nothing in this fucking shit. In that hearing, I said nothing. Didn't make a single statement because that's not what we do at preliminary. I said nothing. I just sat there, and the motherfucker blew a gasket. Okay.
Dude.
If you ever seen a preliminary hearing, it is the lightest. It is the most lightest of what we call cross-reference. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When they're cross-referencing the witness.
Okay.
My lawyer asked him some very basic questions about what didn't make sense about his story, and Chuck fucking lost it.
Oh my
he
God.
acted the way he acts on YouTube. And that's when I came to the realization, this dumb motherfucker can't turn it off.
Right.
This idiot is like, that fucking button is destroyed. Like, he can't turn it off.
Can you imagine a trial of questioning that? Like, that would be
This is why I'm not
I'd
pleading
actually
the
like
shit.
to watch that one.
I am not going to that's the thing. That's why I'm not pleading. I'm not going to let this not go to trial, bro. Put this nigga on the witness stand. This is going to be the greatest, because the trial is going to be public. It's going to be like, dude, like the recordings of it, everything. Put this nigga on the witness stand. I need to see this. I refuse. I don't care. I refuse to let this go. Like it's one of those things, like, even if everything blows up in my face and I die at the end of this, I have to see it. Like,
Right.
you know that thing, like the guy's like, I have to see the big creature even if he fucking eats me in 5 minutes, in 5 seconds. So he takes the big look at the creature, and then the creature devours him. Okay, I have to see this nigga on the witness stand. There's nothing like I am living for nothing else. I have the money set aside. I have I have all of that done. I have everything done. I have nothing to lose now. I have to see this shit. I have to see the way he's gonna act, because he, like I said, it's a preliminary hearing. My attorney, my public defender at the time, was very non-aggressive, not very confrontational, very low energy, and he was able to get Chuck to blow a fucking gasket. And at the time, him and Roxy hadn't fallen out yet. A Chuck who fell out with Roxy at a fucking trial with an aggressive attorney?
Ooh.
Let's go.
Dude,
bro, let's go.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
dude.
lie. I would like to see that too. That would probably be very funny.
I promise you, no matter what comes back in that trial, it will be worth it. Seeing him on a witness stand, bro. Like this whole, like, and it was crazy because the story he tried to tell at preliminary, even the the prosecutor was like, what?
Damn.
Here's the story he told at preliminary. He came to my house and honked his horn for me to come outside. He honked his horn because he was afraid to come knock on my door because I was making all types of crazy, violent threats on the internet for the past few days. Right?
Yep.
And I apparently have this history of violence. He tried to bring up my fight with Wolf.
Oh, gosh.
Or whatever. And they're like, that doesn't. Virginia doesn't. In sentencing, it works, but in trial, Virginia doesn't allow for prior bad acts evidence. Anyway, so he tried to do that, but so he said that I ran outside screaming, wielding this hammer, and that he was like, hey man, I just need to talk to you, bro, and that he got out of the car trying to be like, man, can we all just calm down, man? Can we all just chill? And that I like violently chased him through the parking lot and started beating him in the head with a hammer. This was his story under oath at the preliminary hearing. And I was like, with my eyes just wide, like, is he really like saying this? The prosecutor has the video that you shot and gave to him.
Oh my gosh.
And then he said that I smashed him in the head with a hammer and that he stayed dazed and got in his car and tried to drive away, but parked in a parking lot a few blocks down because he was about to have a seizure, and then aimlessly wandered around my neighborhood not knowing who or where he was for the next hour. This is literally what he testified. I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
42-year-old motherfuckers trying this shit, dude. What?
Oh.
So I was like, okay, we go to trial. We go to fucking trial. Fuck this shit. And then he falls out with Roxy. He starts posting all this shit about, well, she did this behind the scenes and blah, blah, blah. Roxy's telling me just to win arguments. Well, Chuck actually did this. Roxy's pointing the finger at Chuck. She tried to throw Skeletor under the bus. That's the other thing. Skeletor got something coming to him too a little later.
I haven't seen. I'll be honest. Like, I haven't seen any of the stuff on his channel. I just don't have time to watch everything on here. So I missed a lot of the stuff that with
Skeletor was doing shit. Skeletor was doing shit in 2022 where he was doing his streams where he's like, oh look, Roxy sent us. We got these emails from him and these DMs with these people and these people. Skeletor lives in Washington State.
Okay.
Washington State is an all-party consent state when it comes to any type of communication. Sharing any communication I've had with anybody, whether it's fake, whatever it be, is against the law in Washington.
Okay.
So
I know there's different. It's different state to state.
Yeah, so we're going there, and I've been in contact. I've actually sent Roxy. I actually was sending Roxy voice memos of me on the phone with a literal detective, telling them who Skeletor was. His real name's Micah Wallace. Anyway, and doing all that, right? Like, the shit's about to get real. But Roxy, I was like, and I was telling Roxy, you aided and abetted that shit. Guess what Roxy starts doing? I never gave shit to Skeletor. So Skeletor probably stole that information from somewhere else, blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay. So she's pointing. Roxy started throwing people that she had help her when they robbed my house. There's this dude that lives in Stafford. His name's Tim. She left a bunch of my stuff at his house, and he supposedly threw it away. That's what she's telling me. She threw him under the bus. Tim's throwing her under the bus, telling the police, oh, no, she came and got all of it. I didn't have any of it anymore. Roxy lets it slip that her parents helped her do all this shit. So now her parents are liable for fucking damages.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, awesome, let's go. And so knowing all of this, I am not going to hesitate to put these fucking idiots on a witness stand, especially Chuck and Roxy.
Yeah.
They go on the witness stand. There's nothing you could threaten me with. There's no, you're going to possibly face this much time. There's nothing you can threaten me with. I'm like Joker in Dark Knight. Yeah, Batman's punching me, and you have nothing. Nothing you can threaten me with. I don't care. My family's taken care of.
Right.
Okay? I don't have to get out soon because I don't have a job to go to right now because I did all contract work. I'm not going to tell you how much money I made in 2023, but it's more than I've ever made before.
Well, good for you.
And I had almost no living expenses anyway. Like, all I was doing is getting some debts Roxy put me in. I was getting out of those debts. The debts me and Roxy have together, I just paid them monthly. I took them off of auto pay. So however long I stay in here, that's going to reflect on Roxy's credit as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, after the preliminary hearing, after the videos of Chuck admitting that him and Roxy set me up, and we're doing this on his dime, and blah, 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 all of the videos that Chuck has posted, even the ones now, And I want to thank the squad, and you guys all know who you are. I had a squad who took shifts watching Chuck's pages, Roxy's pages, and Skeletor's pages, and making sure every single thing, from the time I went to jail to right now, to this moment, there is not a single thing that any of them have posted online that we don't have copies of.
Well, it's probably smart for you guys to keep a good record. You know, you never know when that'll come in handy.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not gonna let this go. This goes to trial, and again, I'm pretty sure your chat room, I'm pretty sure other people who might cover this, everyone's gonna agree. Chuck on that witness stand is gonna be the most entertaining fucking thing that we have ever fucking seen.
I wonder if we can go to it.
I would. That's what I would say. I would say when all this happens, because they have to do another preliminary. Okay. Understand too, when I was first arrested and with everything I was charged with, I was facing a maximum of 22 years. Right.
Yep.
I now face an absolute maximum of like 4.5.
Oh my God.
That's an absolute maximum. That's just everything. If they come back and say he is guilty of unlawful wounding, the standard of evidence they have to do on unlawful wounding, though, I'm like, I did a lot of research on, like, I'm pretty sure I can, like, go toe for toe with a licensed fucking attorney now when it comes to the laws on, like, malicious wounding, unlawful wounding, assault and battery, self-defense, like all that shit.
Right.
Because of just how much time I spent on it. Case law after case law after case law. This is what's already been established. I'm not the aggressor. There's no injury that can be presented at trial. A bunch of the fucking evidence that they were trying to throw at me has been thrown out already. It's not usable.
Good.
They're so what they have.
You have 1 minute remaining.
What they have to prove for unlawful wounding, it's still kind of a heavy burden on the prosecution's thing. If they leave me in here long enough, they might just drop it anyway. Because if they leave me in here long enough, if the prosecutor fears that the jury might come back and say, actually, he's not guilty of unlawful wounding, but he's guilty of assault and battery. That's what they offered me in the first place. But then I would have been in here longer than the amount of time assault and battery even carries.
Right.
Which would then fuck the state up. Yeah. See, you see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So like I said, everybody, I hate you guys. Just stay tuned. Like I told you, this Lifetime movie is going to get a lot more fucking interesting. I probably won't talk to y'all again. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I have court tomorrow, and then that's when the process starts.
Okay. Well,
so
I'll keep my eyes
thank you all
on
for
it.
listening.
Yeah.
But nobody worry about me or my family.
Thank you for using GTL.
This is Studio 17.
And you're watching Studio 17 live, baby!
You guys want to check it out?
No, please, we don't.
What up, Brooklyn? We got Marty's spot.
Music Biz Marty is a fucking
Studio 17, Malayoon.
Thunderboys dominating. We are here! The Thunderboys, whoever Studio 17, whatever, you guys hate it. I don't care.
But by the way, Studio 17, you've got about 3 minutes and you've already surpassed me.
This literally looks like a first date. I've heard that sound come from many a girl.
Well, my nig's at. I think I hear Big Will. Do you hear Big Will?
I need more pizza.
What the fuck?
Oh my God!
Holy shit!
It's your boy Evil from the Bender Boys. What's good, fellas?
And I am not drama king.
Studio 17, the most talked about network on this motherfucker.
Call us Bob! Call us Bob! Chad, I want to tell you the rules of YouTube. When you wake up tomorrow, there is no deleting shows, okay? It just happened, and it's in the past.
I guess it's my show now. What's up?
So it's time. Oh shit! Oh damn!
And you're a furry and a faggot. You know what? Being a faggot in this country is a disability. But I don't matter because I'm a Bender boy.
You're all bending to me. I came, I conquered. Fuck you all. Suck my dick. Burn in hell.
You hope everybody dies.
Hit it.
I'm not eating food, dude.
I will calm down.
I love the Bender boys.
Wow, that's very quick.
If you guys want to know what killed CPN, it was Studio 17. That was the kryptonite.